Hello and welcome to this special video interview with Assurant to discuss the evolution of personalised subscriptions and how this impacts the automotive sector. My name is Tom Seymour. I'm contributing editor at AM and I'm joined today by Sophie Jones, Assurant's Director of Auto Product Development. And she'll be giving us a bit of an overview of the subscriptions market and what automotive retailers should consider here. Before we start, I just wanted to hand over to Sophie just to give a bit more information about herself and Assurant as a company as well. So over to you, Sophie.
Perfect. Thanks, Tom. So great to meet you and thanks for having me today. So I head up product development in UK and Europe within Assurant. I've been with the business for 2 years and I've just come back after 6 months off on maternity leave. I have 14 years automotive experience in the industry, specifically in insurance as well. So yeah, thanks for having me and looking forward to this. We specialise in protecting major purchases that consumers make. We work across several business lines, including home, device and automotive, and they're all converging around a connected customer more and more as each year as we grow. In turn, we serve over 300 million consumers worldwide, and specifically in automotive, 54 million through our extensive partnerships with OEMs, automotive retailers, and distribution partners. So we have extensive expertise across multiple markets and business lines, and a significant amount of insight and trends and shifts in the market. So one trend is subscription, which we're here to talk about and explore further today with you.
Great, thanks, Sophie. So yeah, I just suppose leading on from that then, I suppose it'd be good to give us a little bit of information about how you see the evolution of subscriptions over the last few years, I suppose, and just give us a bit more information around that element, please.
Yeah, sure. So we're definitely seeing a consumer mindset change with regards to subscriptions. We've seen major leading brands moving and leading in this space. So consumers are now becoming much more conditioned to purchasing products and services via subscription. If you look at the entertainment, your big players, Netflix, Apple, Amazon, for example, they've been in this sector for a few years and really dominate it. Food and drink, you can have alcohol, coffee subscriptions, even your HelloFresh and your weekly foods delivered as well. So there's pretty much a subscription service in every sector, really, that there's products and services. We sat down and looked at this, anything from dog food, toiletries, dating apps. And I guess what's more importantly is we're now starting to see in the auto space much more popular subscriptions on vehicles. So you've got Hyundai, Jaguar Land Rover with Pivotal. It's definitely growing in that sector too.
Sure, thank you. And so I suppose just you sort of kind of outlined there how big it's become. Everyone knows, like you say, about those kind of elements around subscriptions, but how big is this market? Are there any kind of data or an insight into kind of how big this is and how much of an opportunity is out there, I suppose?
Yeah, so a recent Forbes article mentioned the global subscription economy market size is projected to be $1.5 trillion in 2025. And that's up from 650 billion in 2020. So, the subscription market is hugely growing and hugely popular. There was some research that The Independent did as well. I think over 2,000 people that they spoke to, they had an average of £500 per year on subscription services. I think that works out just about £40 a month. I think I definitely sit in one of those categories of customers. It's easy to sit and spend £40 a month on subscription services, and you've got that convenience, haven't you, at your fingertips, really, and making it so easy.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. I suppose, can you talk a little bit about how you feel service providers are adjusting to consumer trends when it comes to subscription? Because like you say, everything's kind of moving fairly quickly and you need to be able to sort of react to these kinds of things. So what's your perspective on that element?
Yeah, so subscriptions has been successfully growing for many years. I think with recent cost of living challenges, consumers have definitely become more budget conscious. And I think consumers have taken a look at how many subscriptions they've got and whether or not they need to reduce the amount of subscriptions they've got. I, for one, am definitely one of those. As I went on maternity leave, I kind of dropped a couple of them because I only looked at them every couple of months. Subsequently, we've then seen a shift in the service providers having to adapt and provide a broader range of services. So you can see on, I think, Netflix, Amazon, for example, they've introduced tier options. So you can have a cheaper monthly subscription with ad-supported tiers and things like that. So we've already starting to see that service providers are adapting their services to support, I guess, more budget conscious people and potentially generation changes as well there.
Where does the kind of automotive retail kind of factor into this kind of world of subscriptions?
Yeah, I guess to put into perspective kind of the growth that's expected. So I think it's definitely in its infancy, but there was a paper by Straits Research where they predict it will be worth $38.4 billion US dollars by 2031 with a 33.5 annual growth rate. We're definitely seeing the consumer driving forwards the growth from the demand of subscriptions as well. The brands that we talked about earlier who are moving into this space on the auto sector, I think, they've been really successful in this space as well. And I think, customers are looking towards embedding, having everything personalized to them, and being able to offer, service providers want to be able to offer customers that kind of one-stop shop embedded service, everything under one roof, really. So I think we definitely saw some trends highlighted in subscriptions and how consumers are looking to purchase back in 2018 when the business did some research. We've monitored that closely since then.
Okay, thanks, Sophie. In terms of what this means more specifically for things like ancillary services and, the areas of the automotive sector that Assurant operates in, where does kind of subscriptions fit in there and what you're kind of working on and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so I mentioned 2018, we did a bit of research and subscriptions kind of started coming through in that research. We kept an eye on it back then and decided to kind of watch the market. As I joined the business back in, I think, 2022, we commissioned some more research, which really was going to help shape and allow us to focus on the development of a subscription product. So we wanted to make sure that whatever we build from a product development point, we focused on what consumers want. And our research definitely showed us how consumers want to interact with us, what products and services they're looking for. That it's ever evolving from that traditional type of payment and product that's out there today.
Would you say there's increasing demand for this kind of bundled service kind of element here and around that kind of thing?
Yeah, definitely. We saw from the research, it was really evident that nearly half of the customers we spoke to were interested in an automotive product bundle. We gave them a long list of, any product you can imagine that you can associate with a car. And the most essential that customers found in a product bundle was extended warranties, service plans, and breakdown cover. And then half of what was more interesting, I guess, was the age split. So half of those consumers who were interested in a product bundle. It was most popular with an 18 to 34-year-old category of age. They were also more interested in purchasing their car online. They were more open to EVs. So it's really just that generational shift of how they're looking to buy vehicles and all the services and products associated with it in the future.
Sure. Okay. Could you give me some more information about how Assurant is kind of working to offer that bundle package and just kind of how dealers, I suppose, are adapting around the way they work at the point of sale as well and that kind of element too?
Yeah, sure. So we launched a subscription product called Vehicle Care 360, and it's made up of the products and services that we know consumers find most valuable, linking it back to the research work that we did. But yeah, we're really excited to continuously evolve with the customer at the heart of the design. And we want to be able to provide more flexibility and choice to our customers, allowing them to pick products that work for them, their lifestyle and their vehicle ownership, really. With regards to the dealers that you mentioned, So we've definitely seen a shift in the dealer space as to how these products are positioned. From our experience, it's probably definitely an adjustment for some dealers in adapting their offering and changing their mindset to positioning a subscription product to consumers. We probably don't see yet the subscription products replacing traditional term-based products, but more sitting alongside those and allowing, as we mentioned earlier, customer choice. So if a customer doesn't want that kind of fixed price offer, then they've got that from a consumer point. But in return, a subscription product from a dealer point allows great retention opportunity, reoccurring revenue benefits, because that customer can be with them for the lifetime of that vehicle.
I suppose you mentioned there that it is potentially a smaller element of automotive retail at the moment, but obviously we're expecting it to grow. What do you think in terms of the trend of how it will accelerate over the next sort of 1 to 5 years or so?
Yeah, I think short term demand will increase slowly across the subscription auto products. I think there's going to be a tipping point where there's more disruptors entering the market, and I think that will cause vehicle subscriptions and subscription products in auto to definitely increase. I think personalization of insurance add-ons is gonna impact that as well, along with connected car capabilities, EVs, for example. So McKinsey anticipate that by 2030, 95% of new vehicles sold globally will be connected. I guess for us, that means there's a huge amount of personalized data, allowing OEMs, retailers, and insurers like us to better their offerings and provide a much more bespoke and tailored product to the customer.
Great, thanks, Sophie. Are there any other wider developments you think automotive retailers should be thinking about as this market continues to evolve?
Yeah, I think a wider challenge or impact that may be on the rise are new solutions. If you look across most towns and cities now, you've got e-bikes, e-scooters. There's definitely been an increase on those and an increase on public transport and vehicle sharing. Another paper that McKinsey published predict that globally, and it's not just in the UK, globally by 2035, private cars being the preferred mode of transport will reduce from 45 to 29% worldwide. And I think that in turn will impact vehicle sales and how products and services are offered. I think a younger generation, and I can only talk from experience that my 18-year-old stepson has passed his driving test, but he will happily, get the e-scooter into town or the bus still. And I'm pretty sure when I passed my driving test years ago, I probably didn't step back on a public bus. So I think there is that change as to, it's more convenient, it's potentially cheaper as well and more affordable. That's going to see an impact as well. So I think mobility services as a whole is going to be changing over the next few years.
Thank you. So I suppose just to conclude, what do you think the next steps are for the subscription market and whether they have a place in automotive retail?
Yeah, I think subscriptions definitely have a place in automotive retail. They are ever evolving, as we've talked about. But yeah, I think they're here to stay. And I think consumers are driving that change forwards with them staying. There is a clear consumer demand and interest. I think it will be really interesting to see how dealers react to the products over the next few years. And in terms of the products that we're offering, it's a really exciting time to kind of further add to our product lines of being able to have that flexibility, utilizing connected car data to continue to deliver that personalized and bespoke product to our customers. But yeah, so keen to hear from others in the industry on what they're seeing on subscriptions. At Assurant, we're always looking to improve our understanding and continue to learn more on a topic that's ever evolving and developing.
Great. Thank you so much for your time, Sophie. That's really interesting. I think, like you say, it's a fascinating sort of development in the industry and things are moving so quickly. And I appreciate you sharing your time and expertise with us today. Please get in touch with Assurant as well if you would like to talk further about how the company might be able to help you with its services and products like Vehicle Care 360 solution. Yeah, and thank you so much for your time, Sophie.
Thank you.
Great,
Thank you
thanks.
very much.
Bye.
Bye.